Ladies and gentlemen, Diane von Furstenberg.
May 1944. May 1944. A young girl, a young woman who was at the time 22 and who had spent the time, it was in Belgium, spent the time working for the Resistance and going around with a bicycle, giving fake paper to ones who needed them, got arrested and was sent to the Auschwitz, the Nazi concentration camp. She stayed there for 13 months. Well, not only in that camp, because as they were losing the war, they went from Auschwitz to Ravensbrück in the famous death walk, and then another camp, and then finally the German one day, the German left, and then the Russian came, and that wasn't much better. They all kind of got raped. And then finally the American arrived. And there was this 22-year-old woman who at the time weighed 49 pounds. 49 pounds is less than her bones are supposed to weigh. But when she had to fill a formula to go back to Belgium, she wrote her name, and they said, state of health. And even though she could hardly move, and she was only 49 pounds, she wrote, excellent health. That woman went back to Belgium. Her mother had waited for her, and her mother fed her little by little. And she said that every day she felt like a balloon. She was being, 6 months later, she was almost normal weight. And her fiancé came back from Switzerland, where he had spent the war, and they got married. And they got married, and the doctor said to her, you can be married, but you absolutely cannot have children for at least 5 years, because you won't make it, and I can't guarantee your child would be normal. Well, sure enough, 9 months later, I was born, and I was not normal. So, and that was my mother. My mother always wrote to me for my birthday. I'm born on New Year's Eve, so she would write me for my birthday. And she would always say, God saved me so that I could give you life. And by giving you life, you gave me my life back. You are my torch of freedom. So this is my heritage. I was born with a mother who told me that she had suffered for me and no longer needed to suffer, and that I was her revenge and her symbol of freedom. So for me to be a woman was always a great thing. It was always an advantage. I never felt glass ceilings because I ended up working for myself. So for me, being a woman was always an advantage. I, was proud of my legs, I was proud of being a woman, and I loved it. It's only now, decades later, only right now, for the first time after this election, that I actually felt sexism. I had never felt that before. So as I am here today, and I'm supposed to talk to you about being bold, it's the first time ever that somehow I'm feeling not so bold myself. And so I really want to say, okay, what do I give you today? What can I give you of my experience, of my knowledge that you go home with? And what I would like to do is I would like to share with you the few things that I say to myself when I need my strength. Because The most important thing today that I think we should all do is we should individually make sure that we are strong individually every day and that we are confident, so that our confidence can weave into a fabric, beautiful, colorful fabric that we are proud of and that is indestructible. So we'll start with my first motto. I don't know where my clicker is. But the first thing that I always say anyone when they ask me for advice is, the most important relationship in life is the one you have with yourself. If you have that, any other relationship is a plus and not a must. And being needy is not attractive. So remember that. My second one is something that my mother told me, is fear is not an option. It's just to be, if I was afraid of the dark, my mother would say, why? She would shut me in a dark closet. It's not politically correct, but it works. Because once you are in the dark, you realize there's no such thing as complete dark. You see a little light, and then what is there to be afraid of? So fear is not an option is my second one. Third one, oh, this is a recent one. This is a gift I got last year from my Tai Chi class. I do Tai Chi, and I have this wonderful Chinese master. And I remember we were doing Tai Chi, and he says, focus on your intention. I said, what are you saying? Tell me more about that. He said, you know, people come to me, and they want to do Tai Chi because they want to be powerful. And if you focus on your power, you either get hurt or it doesn't work. If you only focus on your energy, you stagnate. But if you really spend the time to focus on your intention, think about it, polish it, think about it more. If you do that, then you'll get the energy and the power. And that was a great gift. So I told my husband, he didn't understand it. But if you do understand it, it works. If you don't understand it, forget it. All right. The next one, oh, this is a good one. I think Voltaire said that, is if you doubt your power, you give power to your doubts. And that, I think, is really important. Is Eva here? I just heard the voice. No. Anyway, so don't doubt your power, because by doing that, you would give power to your doubts. And then the last one, because I was only allowed to give you 5, is a little lightness. After all, we are women. We like to be pretty. We like makeup and clothes. So remember to wink at your image, smile at your shadow, and enjoy the ride.